What's up, everybody? This is Earl Dixon. And hey, everybody, this is Earl Dixon. And tonight, we're going to do a Zoom tonight. Internet is the viable way to make money for anyone who are looking to create an income from their home. And tonight, I'm going to share with you at 8:30. Let me type it in chat where you guys can meet me at. Go to www.50 zoom.com. Go to www.5050zoom.com and you will begin to see tonight at 8:30. I'm going to do a Zoom where I'm teaching people how to teaching people how to make money on the internet. Seriously. Technology has really changed and evolved. I was a computer engineer for 15 years for a company, and I made them $17 million. The last year I was there. And me being a computer engineer, I really teach people now how to make money on the internet. It is a real means. Every 30 seconds, people are coming to the internet space to learn how to start a home-based business. So a group of people, myself, with a network that I have, and you look in the chat, you will see where you can join us tonight. We have people over there that's having $450 days, $1,000 days by myself and another leader. We're just simply sharing what we do, how we do what we do with the people who visit our Zooms. So I encourage you to come over and take a look at what we do. Learn the platform. We are international. One thing about people who, thank you for joining. One thing about we're no longer operating in the local economy anymore. Social media has really changed things. We call it social capital. Do you know the size and value of your social capital? And some people, whenever you use this terminology, they have no idea what I'm talking about. What we teach you on my Zooms that we're going to be doing tonight at 8:30 is how to monetize your social network, how to brand yourself, and how to use your network and how to monetize it. Now, we have a platform called crowdfunding. How many of you guys know anything about crowdfunding? It's a $34 billion industry, a viable industry, a legal industry. Last year, they did $34 billion. And they're on target to do $300 billion by 2025. And what I do, I teach people how to become a member of a platform that allow you to reach out there in that industry. It's $266 billion on the table by 2025. And I teach people how to reach out there in that industry and be able to literally get your portion of that $266 billion. Now, what type of, crowdfunding? Last year alone, out of the 34 billion that was made in crowdfunding last year, 25 billion of that money was what you call peer-to-peer lending. And peer-to-peer lending crowdfunding is regulated. Okay, peer-to-peer lending. You say, well, what is peer-to-peer lending crowdfunding? Peer-to-peer lending crowdfunding. Let's say you want to start a Starbucks, and you needed money to start your Starbucks, but you just didn't want to go to a bank. Well, peer-to-peer lending allowed you to go to venture capitalists and to be able to get the money from a private lender. That's peer-to-peer lending. Well, that one example, guys, they did $25 billion last year. Now, the next category is reward and donation crowdfunding. Last year, reward and donation crowdfunding did $5.5 billion. And I want to tell you this, the governments around the world has truly given the power to the crowds. Now, the last category is called equity crowdfunding. That we call that the new kid on the block. Equity crowdfunding was legalized by Barack Obama during his tenure, and the last category, equity crowdfunding, did $2.5 billion last year alone. Now, what is equity crowdfunding? Some would say equity crowdfunding is where you're going to start at Starbucks. And in exchange for the money given to you to start your Starbucks, you can offer an investor equity into your company. How many of you guys have seen Shark Tank? Matter of fact, if you understand what I'm saying, type it in the chat. How many of you guys have actually seen a Shark Tank episode when they talk about having equity in the company? Well, that's what type it in the chat if you have. That's what equity crowdfunding is. Equity crowdfunding will allow you to offer in exchange for funding an individual or entity equity into your company. That's equity crowdfunding. Now let's take a look at what we have. There's a guy named David T. Rosen who was I rank him right up there with Steve Jobs and Bill Gates. Very ingenious gentleman. Used to be homeless, but he was able to forecast into now the future and know that crowdfunding will be a industry disruptor during this season. And he was able to put together a platform where he coupled peer-to-peer and donation crowdfunding together with another term added to it. It's called cooperative peer-to-peer crowdfunding. Okay. And that platform is called 50/50 crowdfunding. Now let's talk about the cooperative part of this. A cooperative is a group of people who come together and work together to achieve a common goal. So in our platform, where people are making $450 a day, which I'll show you tonight at 8:30 on my Zoom. Let's go to www.5050zoom.com. You will see us there talking about, and you'll see people who are receiving donations right now. I've had $1,100 days, $500 days, and let me give an income disclosure here. There's no guarantee to how much money you'll make, because everybody work ethic is different. But if you come to the platform, you learn it, you start sharing, and you understand the powerful tool that we have. You can make as much money as you desire. Whenever I'm sharing programs that work, there are four things that must exist. It must provide time freedom, location freedom, mindset freedom, and financial freedom. So when I choose a vehicle, and I've chosen one, and I'll introduce it to you tonight at 8:30, I choose a vehicle that provides those four freedoms to me and also my family. So this well-kept secret, I call it a well-kept secret. Yeah, the crowdfunding industry where you can literally build generational wealth for your family. I encourage you to come tonight at 8:30. It's the link to the live Zoom webinar is, let me say it, it's www.5050zoom.com, www.5050zoom.com. Come visit us tonight on our webinar and come and see exactly what we're doing. And a lot of people experience the hurricane down in Florida, and they have been displaced from their homes. And a lot of people have just experienced fires out in California. If you need assistance in rebuilding, or if you know someone who need assistance in rebuilding, because FEMA is not helping all of those victims, especially in the hurricane, where houses were not in flood zones, and those houses that were not in the flood zone, when the levees broke and the water rose, some of those houses was impacted, and because they wasn't in flood zones, FEMA is not giving them any assistance. So I'm actually looking for a family to sponsor into this program that so they can get the donations that they need through this platform. I want to sponsor them. It's called 50/50 crowdfunding. If you know a family that need to get funding toward their rebuild, I want to sponsor one family into our 50/50 crowdfunding platform so it can begin the journey of receiving donations. Guys, my name is Earl Dixon. You can reach me at 919-530-8022. It was nice talking to you. Look forward to you coming back to see me once again. Thank you for coming to my channel. Do me a favor, hit the like button if you like what you heard. Again, I want to say to you, the government has given the power to the crowds, and you can become a part of the crowd. One last thing I want to say to you, I don't know how many of you guys know about Mozilla Firefox, but Mozilla is a web browser. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to go to Google So you understand the viability of what I'm saying. I want you to go to Google. I want you to type in Mozilla CEO raises $35 million in 30 seconds. Mozilla CEO raises 35 million in 30 seconds. That's a crowd of people who simply supported the Mozilla platform, and they put up a link on their website, on their browser page, and they asked for donations. They raised 35 million in 30 seconds because the government has given the power to the crowds. They couldn't social programs, food stamps. They couldn't Social Security. They couldn't EBT cards. They couldn't all types of social programs. So people now can come over to the crowdfunding industry and begin their journey of receiving as much money as they need through donations. Now, last thing I want to say to you is this. When I talk about the government giving the power to the crowds, how many of you guys remember the Black Panther movie? Yeah, the Black Panther movie was another example of a group of people, a crowd of people who supported a movement, a platform. Okay, a crowd of people came together and went to see that movie. Well, that crowd raised $1 billion in 60 days. Okay, and one more example, I'm gonna be done for tonight. Sierra Leone. So go to Google and check out Mozilla raises 35 million in 30 seconds. Another example of equity crowdfunding. Sierra Leone in Africa needed a credit score program like you got credit scores in the United States of America. And because they didn't have a credit score program, it's hard to determine the credit worthiness of the citizens in that nation. So they came together as a crowd through equity crowdfunding, and they raised $1.2 billion with that one platform. Now, the difference in our platform that I'm introducing you tonight that makes it unique is that we're not like GoFundMe. The difference is that GoFundMe, you set up a campaign, whether it's to send your kid to college or build a room on your house, and you market that platform and put it in front of people in order to solicit donations. But what's different from the new category, and our goal is to become a industry disruptor in the crowdfunding industry, is that when people come to the platform, unlike Indiegogo, Kickstarter, and those other crowdfunding platforms, when people make a donation through this platform, the cooperative 50/50 cooperative crowdfunding platform, that donation is split into two components. The person who invites you to the community, like if somebody invited you to GoFundMe, they will get rewarded with a donation toward their platform, whether send their kid to college, buy a home, or whatever. And another half of that donation, if it was $150, the first person who invited you would get $75. And the second person in the community, the second donation will go to help someone in the community. Could be a mother who needs gas to go in a car, or need to pay out some credit card bills, or she may have need tuition to go back to college. Whatever she needs the money for, that second donation is going to help her to be able to finance that through donations. So guys, come to my Zoom tonight, learn how you can get plugged in, learn how people like myself and others are really being rewarded. It's $266 billion on the table, and you can literally reach out there and pull money out of thin air if you know how to use the platform. But you got to come in, put the time in, and learn what we do and how we do. And very soon, you could be making $450 a day or more by simply sharing a 3-minute and 8-minute video. That's all we do. Okay, we teach people how to make more money and 2 hours during the day they can make on a 9 to 5, 40 hours a week, 106 hours a month. All right, this is Earl Dixon. I want to thank you for stopping by. I see 2 people that's checking this out, and I look forward to seeing you at my Zoom tonight. Have a very lovely day.